Hi guys, it's Karen here today and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you a how-to video on how I actually print on rice paper or tissue paper. And it is actually the same process depending, and it doesn't matter which paper you use. So what I've got is some J. Burroughs digital paper from Officeworks, so it's a 220 GSM. And I have my rice paper, as you can see, and I've just lined my rice paper up with the top of my A4 paper, and I've put my washi tape over the top. Now the majority of my washi tape will actually be taped onto the back of the card, so there's not actually that much on the actual rice paper, it's just holding it in place. So here you can see me actually struggling with a craft knife and ruler. And that's not how I normally do it. I just do it with scissors normally. I just chop it up in the middle and rip it up just like that. Fold my washi tape over, making sure that my paper and everything is lined up. And then I grab my scissors and I trim all the edges. So it is actually easier to trim the bottom first and then tape it. So as you can see, I've got the majority of my tape at the top of my page. So that is the part that will actually feed through the printer. And the bottom is just to hold it nice and flat so that it doesn't get caught in any of the little rollers when it goes through the printer. So here you can see I'm doing it again. So I'm just tidying up that edge where I attempted to cut it with my craft knife. So again, it is actually much easier to cut the bottom off first and then tape that bit down, okay, and then trim the edges, the long edges with your scissors. So you need to ensure that your rice paper or tissue paper is the same size as your A4, otherwise it will get caught in your printer. So here you can see me doing it on tissue. So I've actually flipped the paper around the other way. It doesn't really matter how you do it, whatever's easiest for you. But normally I do it with the tissue or rice paper over the top. So there goes my bit of washi tape at the top, just cutting up the edges there. Then I will cut through the middle, so it's quite rough to begin with. And there we go. So now I'll fold that bit of washi tape over the top. So I've got my bit of tissue attached to my paper. Then I will cut the bottom off because, you know, it's always bigger than what you want it to be. And then I'll tape the bottom so I've got my tissue nice and flat. Okay, and then I'm going to trim my edges so that my tissue paper is exactly the same size as what my paper is. So that just helps, you know, as I said, you don't want it to get caught or rip as it goes through the printer because it is quite, you know, thin. So when you're putting it on there, you just need to make sure that you're, especially with tissue because it's so fine, you just need to flatten it and smooth it and make sure that it is actually taped down nice and flat. Because you don't want it to have a bubble in it or have it too tight. Okay, so there's my 4 bits of paper prepared. So it does actually take a little while to do. Normally I do a whole heap at a time, so I've got it all ready and then I can just throw it in the printer, which is what I'm doing now. So nice view of my craft mat while I stick my paper in my printer and get it printed for you. So with my printer, I have an Epson Workforce. It's just an inkjet printer, and I put my paper in upside down so the rice paper is at the bottom, and I put the longest edge of the washi towards the feeders, so when it rolls through it's got something a little bit more to get hold of as it rolls through. So the reason why I put my washi tape more on the back than on the front, you know, is so that when you do actually print it, you don't end up with print on your washi tape, if you get what I mean. Some images will actually come out like that. So the images that I am using here are from Michelle Grant Designs. I'll put a link in the description box below so that you can go and get one if you like. It's actually a free image, which is for a challenge. So yeah, enter the challenge, it'll be fun. So there you can see all my images printed now. So I've got some sprays. So I like to use the Micador spray, and I've tested out a few different ones, and the one that I think works the best is actually called Picture Varnish in Satin. So you just need to put a really nice layer of spray over your images and allow them to dry. And that's it. And once they're dry, then you can collage to your heart's content, and the inkjet printer ink won't run because you've already sealed it with the spray. And that's all that you have to do. So it's really quite easy. And that's the end of my video. So I hope I have given you enough information to attach your rice paper or tissue to your printer paper and then feed it through your printer. So thanks so much for watching, and until next time, see you later.